think there's three things that make us successful. When our brand promise is everything to make you smile, it's happy, it's positive, it's upbeat, the team's upbeat, they're happy, and that's the brand, right? But what I think the real differentiator for Eggs Up Grill is relative to our competition that's also having success in this category is the local ownership. Guests get the confidence and the clarity of the brand name, but when they go into your restaurant, it's Ken and Ethan's Eggs Up Grill. It's not just an Eggs Up Grill with an anonymous GM, or it's Lori Hudson's Eggs Up Grill or Mark Catone's Eggs Up Grill. So that personalization, that really makes a difference for us.
Yeah, and we try to portray that, is I go around and visit tables and they'll ask me a question, are you the manager? No, I'm not.
Right. It makes a difference, doesn't it?
Yeah. And they're so excited to be part of it.
Sure. I get asked that often when I'm visiting franchise restaurants and busting the tables and go, are you the owner? I'm like, no, I'm the busboy here today. I'm the busboy here today. The owner's standing over there. Right?
Yeah, that's what I said. This is the only thing they let me do.
It's one of the things I've tried to fascinate my team on and our business on is we're the brand stewards, the brand team, as our franchise partners, but we have the responsibility and accountability to make sure this brand is fresh, that this brand is appealing to consumers, that it's differentiated in the category versus the competition. But most importantly, that we're a best-in-class franchisor, and you feel like you're supported and that we have your best interests in heart. So I'd love to hear your perspective on that.
That's exactly the way I feel. I've been involved with a large franchisor and been on committees with them and had input with them. But the thing that I like about Eggs Up is we can voice our opinion as franchisees and you listen. But you not only listen, but you respond. And that's something you don't have when you distribute involved with a larger company.
Yeah. That's something that I say all the time, you're probably tired of hearing it. Our success is built on the shoulders of the success of our franchise partners, and we've got to live that every day.
Well, it's a good bash between the franchisor and the franchisee.
Yeah.
And as you know, a lot of things that come out of the franchise community over the years, a Big Mac,
sure.
A lot of things from ideas from the franchisees. But if you weren't willing to listen and you weren't willing to expound, it's sure a different.
Yeah, and you're exactly right about the ideas that have come out of franchise partners. And just a couple examples of that for us is mimosas. I can remember sitting in Columbia, South Carolina with Drew Hampton in February of 2020, and he wanted to test mimosas. Was I going to be okay with that? Because prior to me coming on board, that wasn't even an option for people to consider. And said yes. COVID happened 6 weeks later, and I'm like, okay, and sell whatever you want, sell whatever you want to sell during COVID. The second one is the POS system that we have, where we put together a group of franchisees back in the fall of 2018, and they led the conversations around all the different POS platforms that we could have selected from, and made that decision for us that Toast was the right one to go. So that's still, it's one of the objectives we have here with you being the first design of the new look, to make sure that we get the outcomes that we're looking for before we make that a brand standard with the rest of the system.
Yeah, I had, long before I ever got in the restaurant business, in another career, I worked a lot with restaurants, and a guy told me one day, he said, I don't remodel every 7 years, I'm not keeping up to the cost.
Right.
And it's always stuck in my mind, and we were trying to show me that really works.
Yeah, absolutely. I think and I would be with the opinion that's even probably accelerated over the years. You look at retailers and how fast they change their physical box, or they change their consumer-facing side through a digital platform, and that's the strategy behind the new look that we've done here. Well, Ken, I just want to express a sincere and personal thanks for everything you've done for the brand and your active leadership role that you've taken across committees, most importantly in living the brand the way that it should be lived inside your restaurants and with your team. Couldn't be more excited that you're the one that's doing the 100th restaurant. I can remember 5 months ago, 6 months ago, you reached out and said you want to be number 100, and that's exactly what we're hitting, because you've accelerated your development timeline. But I also think in 2026, you may be a number 110 or 120 or something like that when we get up there. So cheers to you. Thank you for your commitment to Eggs Up Grill. We appreciate that.